Hi guys, I hope and trust you are well wherever you are. Let's dive in this one quick. It's very important. It's South African Constitution. Our Constitution, don't you think it's about time for it to be revisited? I think it's about time for it to be revisited because there are so many things that are within it that seems not to be in balance of the time. And there are so many of the laws that are, you know, that are so much granted for. Like, for instance, let me not dwell into past because I'm not the past person, but let me be in present. Guys, it is about time that the South African Constitution to be revisited. You know, the laws are really developing. And as they develop, certain things, certain rules needs to be considered. And in that, the Constitution of South Africa, it's about time for it to be revisited. And it seems that it was drafted by people at some point who now, let's take it to this. Why am I saying this? Why is it right for someone of 70 years to be still in parliament, to be still a minister of the country? Why is it right that we have to study to get to the positions that we want to get, or to be in the positions that we want to be? And for that, there are certain requirements for you to be in that position, or for you to be what you want to be. There are certain requirements. And yet, for our South African politics, get politicians, aye guys, aye, this is too much. The politicians who are there, who are not educated, and they are drafting the laws of this country. That's a serious one. They are drafting the laws of this country. And yet, even though they are drafting these laws of this country, they know nothing about the laws of this country. Some of them, they don't have a form of education. And they are there in parliament. They engage, with people who have qualifies to be, and they agree sometimes to things that you think, hey, they shouldn't have agreed to this one, because it will create more crime. It is about time that we revisit our constitutional laws, or the Constitution itself. We need to revisit that. Hey, so many things are happening. And whatever, people challenge whatever decision that has been made, and they go to the Constitutional Court, and they fight there to the point where what was said gets to be found as unconstitutional. And when you look at that, you say, things are getting tougher here. So I want us to join forces and think about this. I'm not inciting anything. I'm saying let's join forces, let's storm about this, because it's very important. It's for our country that let's revisit the Constitution, because there is so much, that is happening. And really, it's sad where you get this from the news, where one minister who claims or who said it out loud that, hey, I'm 70 years old. You know, I've never searched or looked for a job. But I've got this, I've got that. They brag. For that age, a 70-year-old, and there are people who are young, who are well educated, who have vast experience, and they don't get that opportunity to be there. And they did studies. Some did political science, some did social science, some did public relations, some did law, some studied, for these jobs where they don't get them. A 70-year-old says, no, this youth of South Africa is useless. It doesn't want to go out and look for jobs. They sit and... Come on, minister. Come on, minister. You are too old for that job. Don't you think it's about time for you to retire and watch these youth that you claim that they are useless and see what they can bring and table? The fear that you have now is that, hey, let me hold on this job till my day I die, because it's the only one that protects me and my family. Why can't you give that also to those who are young, to those who really deserve to be there, but because of you and others? You might be educated, minister, but you don't sound like one. You don't. So I'll leave it at that note that the constitution of this country, South African constitution, needs to be revisited, because there are so many discrepancies within that constitution of us. There are so many things that needs to be checked and be balanced there.